Happy Friday, everybody! It's Mr. Newman and
Hey, Bradley Orchestra, it's Mrs. Post. Happy Friday. So good to see all of you.
yes, guys, we're glad you could join us this week. We actually have some special guests this week. You might remember when we interviewed Miss Berciaga and Miss Mojica. Well, we have some very special guests that we want to introduce you to that sat down and talked with us for a little bit, and they really care about you and they love orchestras. So here we go. Take it away. All right, guys, as you can tell, we have some special guests with us today, and we're so happy they could join us. I'm going to turn over to Ms. Post so she can introduce you to our awesome panel today.
All right, so today we have with us special guest from Churchill Orchestra, Mr. Thibodeau and Mr. Norton, and we also have special guests from McArthur Orchestra, Dr. Garvrick and Miss Loveland. And I'm going to turn it over to our MAC directors, starting with Dr. Garvrick. And they're each just going to offer some words of encouragement to our Bradley Orchestra students. So Dr. Garvrick.
Welcome. I'm so glad to see you today. If you have not played your instrument, don't tell me. All right? So I hope that you are working on T for tone and keeping that bow straight as an arrow between the bridge and the fingerboard. One thing we want to remember is to observe everything that we're supposed to do outside of our houses. And so today I wanted to show you my mask. So this is the way I go to HEB, but I've only been once and I hurried.
And it's Churchill Red too, I noticed.
Yes. You know, the school doesn't matter. We're just all in this together.
That's right.
And so I hope that you're observing when you go outside in a public place to wear a mask.
Absolutely.
All right. And
now
Miss
I want you to know Miss Loveland. Miss Loveland is new to MacArthur, and welcome home, Miss Loveland.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I am Miss Loveland. It's so good to see all of you today. I wanted to just tell you a little bit about myself. I am the assistant orchestra director at MacArthur High School, and I get to work with Dr. Garvrick, who was also my teacher when I was a high schooler. That's pretty cool. So I get to work with her every day, and I am also a bass player, and I graduated from UT Austin, Hookham. And my biggest passion is making music with other people, with my friends, my students. And I know in this difficult time, you can't do that as much right now, but I want you to remember how important it is and how fun it is to make music with your friends. And when you're in high school, when you get to high school, you get to meet a lot of new people, and you've probably built many long-lasting relationships with your friends already if you've been in orchestra since 6th grade, or if you're in 6th grade this year as well. You're making lots of connections, lots of good friends, and you're also part of the orchestra family, and every member of the group cannot function, or you have to have every member of the group, otherwise it doesn't function. And I look forward to getting to make music with you in the fall, for those of you who are going to come to MacArthur.
All right, thank you, Miss Loveland. I'm going to turn it over now to our directors from Churchill Orchestra. So, Mr. Thibodeau, we'll start with you, and then Mr. Norton.
Hey, Bradley. I hope you guys are doing all right. I think the words of advice I have for this crazy time now is just take everything one day at a time. Try not to sleep all day. Try not to stay awake all night. I tell the Churchill kids that the Wi-Fi is better in the morning than it is after lunchtime. Try to encourage us to get up before lunch. But try to stay calm and just do what you can every day. And before long, we'll all be safe and sound back to our routines at the schools. And know that we all miss seeing you. We miss seeing you in the hallways. We miss visiting your campuses. We miss listening to the Twinkle Twinkle Stop Stop and all of the other good sounds that we have. So just take it one day at a time, stay calm, and we're going to be okay. Mr. Norton, would you like to go next?
Yes, sir. Hi, guys. My name is Mr. Norton. I'm the Assistant Orchestra Director over at Churchill High School. And I just want to let you all know, and like Mr. Thibodeau said, this is crazy times, but just keep your spirits up and make sure that, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, get your schoolwork done, and keep practicing. I know it's a little mystery word, but just so you all know, just keep practicing, keep your spirits up, and we will see each other. I promise you that. We will see each other about that. And a little tidbit about this. Mr. Newman and I went to school back in the late 90s.
That's right.
Just want to let you know about that. So.
Yes, that's right. And oddly enough, my mom used to take me to go listen to Mr. Thibodeau play. All kidding aside, guys, I hope you can see that as far as orchestra goes, you are going to be in good hands, especially you 8th graders, as you're thinking about, wow, this year ended weird, and what's going to happen next year. I hope that this eases your nerves a little bit. You are in awesome hands with these people. They are seasoned professionals who know exactly how to teach you and how to let you have some awesome fun with your friends in high school orchestra. And it's going to be even, I know it's hard to believe, but it's going to be even more memorable than some of our Bradley times together. And we're looking forward to see what you do. So from where, Ms. Post, do you have something to say? Go ahead.
Yes, I was going to if there was anything that Mr. Thibodeau or Dr. Garvrick needed to say real quick about being in the orchestra at Churchill and Mack for our current 8th graders. So Dr. Garvrick, is there anything that you would need to say to our current 8th graders?
I would just say keep your muscle memory going and keep your fingers moving. And you don't necessarily have to have your instrument to keep your muscles moving. You can have, this is your living fingerboard, and you can run your left hand up and down your fingerboard. You can even practice vibrato.
Wow, nice.
There on your living fingerboard. So, goody. Just be a member of your orchestra wherever you are, no matter what high school you're going to go to. Be a member. Yes.
Right. And Mr. Thibodeau, is there anything about the incoming 9th graders to Churchill?
Yes, right now all of our information is on my teacher website. So if you don't, I don't know, who knows what the website address is, but if you just Google Thibodeau and NEISD, it'll bring you to the website. We've made some YouTube videos for your parents. In the event that we don't get to meet next month in May, a lot of our instruction is on the YouTube channels, including information for your parents. So you can find it at the teacher website. The audition material is in the form of a PDF. It's also on the website. We created a smart music page for incoming 9th graders, so you're more than welcome to log into that if you need help. A worst case scenario would be having to do our auditions online. If we have to do that, we'll live through that too. It'll be okay. It'll be fine. But we're still hoping I get to see everybody in May.
And I would say any of these folks, kids, are really good about answering their emails. You can just send them an email, and I mean, because what else are they doing, right? So
I'm sleeping, sir.
Well, thank y'all so much for being our special guest.
Yes. Thank you guys for being
I think Ms. Loveland had one more thing to say.
Oh, heading over to Miss Loveland for one more thing.
Oh, yes, one more thing. Well, first, I'm looking forward to meeting all of you in the fall. And I also wanted to reiterate something that Dr. Garvrick said, that no matter what high school you attend next year, I hope that you choose to stay in orchestra, because like I said earlier, that's where you're making your new friends and you're continuing those same relationships that you had in orchestra from 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So it's very important to stay in orchestra, and I look forward to seeing all of you in the fall and then visiting your campuses like we normally do in the school year.
Awesome. Thank you guys for being here. And
Thank you.
At home, wave to these wonderful directors.
Bye.
Let's show them some finger pattern drills. All right. Thank you guys.
Well, hope you enjoyed hearing from our 4 high school directors. We were excited to have them on today because they are just always so involved with all of our Bradley Orchestra activities, and they were excited to be a part of our Friday video. Mr. Newman and I were talking earlier that this week would have been a really busy week for us with Bradley Orchestra. Last night, of course, would have been our Evening with Strings performance. And I was thinking back, my very first Evening with Strings in Northeast was in 1983 as a 4th grade strings student. Can you believe it, Mr. Newman?
1983.
Yes.
Think about how old your parents were in 1983. Just kidding.
And so lots of good memories, of course, with Evening with Strings, but of course, many years to look forward to as orchestra students, whether still at Bradley or at your high school that you're going to.
Also, this would have been, sadly, our day to go to Houston. And we know how much you Seventh and Eighth graders look forward to that. Ms. Post and I were talking earlier about how much we enjoyed sitting at the Lighthouse Buffet and, you know, stuffing our faces with desserts and all that kind of stuff. So we were reminiscing a little bit about that. It'll make it that much sweeter if we get to do this again next year. So it would have been a busy week for us. So things change, plans change. If anything, this virus has kind of taught us that it helps to be flexible in these times, right?
Definitely. Just be sure and let us know if you have any questions. A lot of you have been reaching out to us. If you've needed help with tuning your instruments, I know that Mr. Newman has been meeting with some kids on Zoom with some help with tuning instruments. Some of you had been emailing me for some of the music, like some of the warm-ups that you don't have at home, and I can certainly email those to you. So just be in touch and let us know if y'all need anything, and then we look forward to seeing you on our Zoom time next Wednesday.
But it's good to see everybody, and as I noticed by my watch that today's Friday, so happy Friday!
Happy Friday! Bye!
Bye!
Friday, gotta get down on Friday.
Let's all do jazz hands. Come on.
Okay, jazz hands.
1, 2, 3.